We don't typically talk boxing on this channel, man, but when it's Tyson Fury versus Deontey Wilder and the fight is that good, yeah, we're going to talk about it a little bit. Now, first of all, if you've not watched the fight yet, there will be spoilers in this video. So you might as well click off, go watch the fight, and then you can watch my reaction. But man, oh man, oh man, what a fight. What a fight that was. And I'm using the word fight for a very good reason because a lot of times people don't describe a boxing match as a fight because it's such a one-dimensional thing. They're just using punches. There are no kicks, there are no elbows, there's no grappling, there's no submissions, there's nothing but punches. So it's kind of weird to describe it as a fight because it's not necessarily like a full-blown fight. But this to me seemed like a fight, right? Because coming into it, one guy is clearly the better boxer. Tyson Fury. Everybody knows Tyson Fury is the better boxer. Deontey Wilder is the better puncher. Better puncher in the sense that he has more power. He's the guy that is way more powerful. He can hit you one time and put your lights out. So it was supposed to be this battle of the boxer versus the puncher. How is the boxer going to be able to avoid the puncher's power with his movement, with the feints, with the long jabs, with the really good head movement, stay out the way? Meanwhile, of course, we expect the puncher to come out there just swinging, brawling, trying to get after it. But that is not what happened. This fight started off, and Deontey Wilder is actually boxing. He's jabbing, throwing really nice jabs to the body. From the jabs to the body, jab to the head, jab to the body, jab to the head. Of course, the whole entire point of that is to start getting Tyson Fury to drop those hands. As the hands drops, it opens up the headshot. The headshot that we all know, the bomb that we all know that Deontey has in his hands, that right hand. So he's jabbing to the body, and you could even tell that Tyson was like, okay, wait a minute, this is not what I expected coming in here. I did not expect this man to all of a sudden turn into this beautiful boxer. Not only was he jabbing to the body, he was also throwing a jab cross to the body. So it was jab, 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 cross, and that is, of course, again, to set up the jab to the body, followed by a cross to the head. And this keeps going on and going on and going on, and for me, I was like, man, his corner did a really good job. His trainer did a really good job of giving him tools to help him deliver that power. Because it's like, it's not good enough to just have power. Like, you could be really, really powerful, and that power can work for you against lower level guys. But then when you start getting to the highest of levels, technique is what actually carries you to the win. And so figuring out a way to actually deliver that brain-shattering power, they needed to figure out a way. And it looked like they did. Really nice setups. Wilder was being very active. He was moving forward as opposed to backing up like he kind of was in the last fight. He looked really good. And of course, Fury was very composed, taking his time, trying to figure out exactly what was happening. And in one of the rounds, I believe it was either round number 2 or round number 3, Tyson Fury finds a beautiful shot, a right hand, and sits down Deontey Wilder. Knocks him down. I'm like, oh my God, it's about to be a repeat of the last fight. And then the round after that, Deontey sits him down with the right hand. Not only does he knock him down once with the right hand, but he sits him down again with the right hand. And bro, this is where the fight began. I'm like, okay, these two guys, man, they came here to fight. Because, after a while, there were very few jabs being thrown. It was mostly like a battle of right hands, right hand, right hand, right hand, right hand, leaning on each other, pressuring each other, fighting in the middle of the ring. They were going at it, really, really, really fighting. You could tell they both really wanted it, and the chin that these two guys demonstrated in there, because they caught each other with some bombs, man. They really, really caught each other with some heavy, heavy shots. These are big men. Shots that you would think, okay, it's only a matter of time before one of these guys goes out. But no, they kept coming. They endured. Deontey Wilder, even though, he probably gassed out as early as round 7, maybe round 7. He was already really tired. But, man, he was able to keep his composure. Of course, as the fight went on, he went away from the game plan, and that's generally what happens, right? Like the moment you get uncomfortable, you typically go back to what you're most comfortable with. You go back to what you know the best. And of course, he went away from the game plan of the jabs to the body to set up the right hand. Even though his corner was begging him, bro, let's go back to the game plan. Go back to the game plan. He really didn't. He just went back to trying to swing right hands. And occasionally it would slip in. And in Fury, on the other hand, we're so used to seeing him extremely fleet-footed, really good head movement, really good footwork, long jabs. That is not what he did tonight. It almost seems like he came in to prove that he can punch with Deontey Wilder, and by God, he proved that he could. As I was watching that, I'm like, dude, this man is playing with fire. He's playing with fire. He already got dropped twice in one round. He's about to get sat down again, because no matter how tired Deontey Wilder is, when you have that kind of power, when you're as powerful as he is, that power it's the last thing that goes, man. And these guys can still deliver that power. So I was worried for him, like, dude, is he going to go back to boxing? And then round 11 comes, they're still essentially fighting each other. And, yeah, it happened. It happened again. Tyson Fury, beautiful left hand combination, left hand to start, followed up with a right hand and knocks him out. Boom. Now he wasn't completely out cold. Deontey wasn't completely out cold, but it was done. He was on the floor. There was no way he would have made that 10 count. He wouldn't have been able to make it. And of course, the referee stopped the fight. He was like, I've seen enough. This is it. Fight over. But man, the fact that they were able to do this for 11 rounds, two big men, even though they were tired, they had the tenacity, they had the grit to bite down on that mouthpiece and just keep going. This was a great fight. It was a really, really great fight. And if you're someone that has not watched the fight, man, I will definitely suggest that you go and check it out, because this is a fight that you're really going to enjoy. I think these two guys, they elevated the sport. This rivalry that they both have with each other, I think it's healthy for the sport for sure. Because I typically don't watch the sport of boxing. I typically don't. I love the art of boxing. I really do. But the sport kind of turns me off. I think it takes too long for fights to start. Their fights are too freaking long sometimes. It's too limited. It's too limited of a combat sport. It's just, it's like, and the fighters are typically not they're not so different from each other. It's rare that you see a fighter that has a very unique and recognizable style, like a Floyd Mayweather, for example, like a Manny Pacquiao, like a Lomachenko. These guys who are very unique in what they do. Deontey, for example, very unique with that power. Even though he's not necessarily the best boxer in the world, but he has a unique look, he has a unique style to him. He has a very unique attribute. Same thing with Tyson Fury. A guy who's big and powerful and a little bit overweight. You don't expect him to move like he does, and then you see him moving like he does, and it's fascinating. You know what I mean? So, I think they're very, very good for the sport of boxing. They draw eyes of people that are more casual fans of the sport, like myself. So, really enjoyable fight, man. Really, really enjoyed it. And I'd like to know what you guys thought. I'd like to know what you guys think is going to happen next. Who do you guys think Tyson Fury will be fighting next? And what do you think happens now with Deontey Wilder? What happens now? This chapter is closed, man. To get stopped twice by your rival, it's pretty much done. It's pretty much done. Tyson is the better fighter, no doubt about that. And that's about it. But that is it, folks. That is it. Just wanted to jump in and talk about this for a few minutes. If you guys enjoyed the video, go right ahead and leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the fight in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. As always, stay safe. Have a good night, folks.